In the last video, we had a look at the whole session in general, and we came up with a game plan that we're going to follow, and we've talked about different ways to keep organized and stay organized throughout this session. Now in this video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having a look at comping and editing the lead vocals. Now I've got a lot of different tracks here, so what I want to try to do is just squeeze in as much as I can. So what we'll try to do is we'll try to go through the verses over here, and then we'll try to move over to the middle 8 section over here. Now in the beginning sections, I'm going to be talking through a lot of the different things that I do, but then there might be some moments where I'm just kind of going through things and you can follow along. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm working in Studio 1.3 here, but these concepts for comping, they pretty much exist regardless of what DAW you're working with, and different DAWs have a slightly different workflow in how they handle them, but the principle is the same, and that is that we're trying to compile a composite take that has the best parts of all of the different takes that we have together. Okay, so to start off with here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these backing sections that happen over the verse here. I'm just going to mute these regions because I don't need to hear them. And what we'll do is we'll reveal our take. So as we see, we've got 3 different takes for verse 1 and verse 2. Now I'm just going to zoom in so I'm working with the only thing that I need to over here. We can also kill the inspector so we have a little bit more real estate to work with. Now one of the things that I like to do when I'm comping is I like to take snapping off. And the reason for that is because you have these little things like breaths, or depending on the pocket that the vocalist sang in, you might not be directly on the grid. So the first thing I'll do is I'll take snapping off. And regardless of which DAW you're working with, you most likely have some type of shortcut that allows you to do that. Now the second thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a data zoom. And what this allows me to do is I can see things like, for instance, I can tell these are breaths over here. And although you might not hear it in context while you're comping, there's nothing worse than having a final comp put together, and then you notice that you have these breaths that are half cut off or cut into each other. And the minute you've hyper-compressed a pop vocal or something, then all of a sudden they are upright and center, almost under a magnifying glass. Now the last thing I want to talk about really quickly before we get into comping over here is whether you comp with compression and EQ in. So for instance, like I was mentioning about these breaths over here, which we can see by zooming in, I can see that this section over here, I've got these different breaths over here. Now, if your vocal is going to end up being hyper compressed, then you want to pay very careful attention, and it might be worth it to comp whilst listening through some sort of compression. Now, in my case, I've just got the stock compressor that I used to track this. So let's have a listen, and let's just tweak this really quickly to make sure that it's reacting and it's not being too aggressive.
I tried so hard to get this right. It's so hard to please you.
Maybe we'll back off the threshold a bit.
Do that, and now you got me mad, got me so confused.
Okay, so that's just kind of reining some things in, but I don't think that's going to affect my decision-making process too much, so I'm going to leave that on for the sake of comping. Now, another thing you have to consider here is whether you're listening through a reverb. So for instance, if I solo this out, we'll play again from the same spot.
I tried so hard to get this right. It's so hard to please you.
Okay, so I'm listening to this dry, and most of the time when I'm comping, this is what I want to do. Now, if you want to listen to things in context, if you have timed delays or something, you can just view your sends over here. And what I could do is I could make sure that this is solo safe so that I was listening to it in context.
I tried so hard to get this right. It's so
now, if I solo this out,
hard to please you. Do this, do that.
But for our purposes over here, I'm going to take this off. I just want to be comping, listening to the dry vocal, and I'm going to bring different elements of the mix in and out as I see fit. Okay, so let's get started over here. Okay, so like I mentioned, I'm in Studio 1 here, and Studio 1 has a comping method that's very similar to Logic, being that I have this tool over here, and I can quickly swipe across, and it just promotes the take that I've selected to the top layer, or the main composite track. Now I also have some other workflows that I can use, so something that would be more like a Pro Tools workflow would be if I was using my range tool over here, I could just listen to these specific sections, and I could solo just this layer over here. And then as I move down, it's automatically going to solo the different areas over here. And once I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and promote this section here to my main comp, just like that. But in my case, I prefer to use a comping method where I can just swipe across. So I'm going to leave this set up like this. And like I mentioned, this is very similar to a Logic Pro workflow. Okay, so let's get rid of our inspector again, and let's just zoom up here. And I'm just going to start comping, and I'm going to talk about what I'm doing in the beginning. But like I mentioned, there'll be a point when I just start going to work and I might not be talking to you, but you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so for the first section here, I always like to think of things in phrases where I can, because that's the most natural thing. If I can get a whole phrase that seems to work, then I'll go with that. Now, if something doesn't work, then I'll start looking in smaller bite-sized chunks for different areas where maybe there was a better performance on the word. And some of the things you have to take into account here is whether everything matches. For example, the proximity effect to the microphone. Is it like this? Or maybe the other take is like this. Or maybe one's like this. I have to make sure that I have a consistent tone. Now, there's a little bit of corrective work that we can do if it's not, like leveling things out. But having a consistent tone is really important. Okay, so let's get started. Right now, we're listening to the last take, the third take, and that is promoted across the whole track over here. So let's start listening and let's start picking through this.
I tried so hard to get this right. It's so hard to please you.
Okay, not bad. Let's see if we have something better with the word I.
I tried so hard to...
Okay, try this one.
I tried so...
Okay, so that works. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to tighten this up so that I give the proper breath to the proper track. All right, let's listen to this.
I tried so hard to get this right. It's so hard to please you.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm just going to bring in this breath here because I actually like to have my breath in my comp. Okay, let's see if we can get something different for please you. Going to play from here.
Please you.
A little bit of a plosive there. We have to take care of that.
Please you. Please you. Please you.
Okay, I need to listen to this in context with the track. We'll back up.
Hard to get this right. It's so hard to please you. Do this, do that.
Okay, I don't like this do this. Let's try this one out.
Do this, do that.
Okay, I don't like that one either. Maybe we'll try this one.
Do this, do that. And now
see what the do that sounds like on this take.
Do this, do that. And
okay, not really liking that. Let's try this one out.
Do that. And now you got me mad, got me so.
And we'll listen to this phrase.
And now you got me mad, got. And now you.
I'm going to solo this out.
And now you got me mad, got. And now you got me mad, got me so confused.
Let's listen to see if take two, this whole phrase of take two might be better.
And now you got me mad, got me so confused.
Okay, I don't like so there. Let's see if we can bring it in. Let's try this here.
Got me so confused.
Okay, I don't like the pitch on the so it might end up being that the best take is actually take three for that.
Got me so confused.
Okay, let's see if we have a better word, confused.
Confused. Confused.
That's flat.
Confused. Confused.
Okay, I think we're going to go with, in this particular one, I think I'm going to go with this.
Confused. Through this you lied to me.
Okay, so let's pull this one back over. I want to listen to take two here.
Through this you lied to me.
We'll listen to this.
Through this you lied to me. Promises you would never keep.
Okay, that's not bad. Let's listen to see if we have keep a little bit better.
Keep.
I like that one better. Okay. That's a tough call. So I think when I have something that it's a very close, I usually end up just going with the one that belongs with the phrase.
And I fail.
Okay, let's listen to this.
And I fail. And I fail.
Okay. I kind of like that one. Let's see if it works.
And I fail.
Maybe we'll grab the end I though from the third take. And I'm cutting right before these breaths, right in between those breaths. I don't want to remove them.
And I fail. And I fail. Every single time when you say.
Okay, maybe that every single time we can get it from the first one.
Time when you say. Time when you fail. Every single time when you say.
Okay, let's try every single time from take two. I'll just move this over a little bit.
Every single time when you say to me.
Let's see if said to me is any better on the second one.
Time when you said to me. Time when you said.
Let's try the first take.
Time when you said to me.
Okay, I think I like this one.
Time when you said to me. Those words still lurk around inside my head.
Okay, maybe we have something a little bit better with those words. Let's try this one.
Those words still lurk around inside my head.
Okay, the my head is bothering me here. So let's see if we have anything better.
Lurk around inside
Let's try this one.
my head. My head. My head.
Okay.
My head. My head.
Okay. So I think what we're going to do here is maybe we can split between the two of these. So maybe I can take from this one over here. And what I want to do is I want to zoom in super tight, increase this a little bit, and I can just split these, make sure that I get this transition happening nicely. And let's see if this works any better.
Still lurk around inside my head.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just pull this out to make it even. Okay, so now we've got our first one comped together. Go ahead and close this over here. And I'm happy with this. So we'll move on now to verse 2. But maybe before that, we'll have a really quick listen to what we've done.
I tried so hard to get this right. It's so hard to please you. Do this, do that. And now you got me mad, got me so confused.
You know what? This so, let's just see if we have a better option. We'll just have another quick listen to the different options here.
Got me so confused.
Okay, so I think that actually sounds better. Anyways, let's go back here.
And now you got me mad, got me so confused. True, this.
It seems like I'm missing the confused. So maybe we have it from this section over here.
So confused. True, this. You.
We'll try this one.
Confused. True, this. You.
Well, in that case, I'm probably going to go with the one that belongs to this full take.
So confused. True, this. You lied to me. Promises you would never keep. And I fell every single time when you said to me. Those words still lurk around inside my head.
Okay, perfect. I'm happy with that now. So I'm going to leave this for now, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over, and I'm going to do verse 2. But I'm actually going to stop the video, and I'll catch you at the end of it when I've completed it.